Welcome back. Well, Carborundum Universal reported a decent set of Q3 numbers. Revenue came in at around 1,151 crores. Profit after tax was around 111 crores. To discuss the earnings, we have with us Mr. Sridharan Rangarajan, who is the Managing Director of the company, joining in. Hi, sir. Thanks very much for taking the time out. Well, it seems to be overall quite a subdued quarter. The revenue and the profit after tax saw a bit of a decline this time round compared to the corresponding period last year. Could you tell us why exactly did that take place?
So I'd like to look at the number on an OITD basis. If you really look at a flat top line, but we have done almost 50 crores above last year, 18% growth over the last year. PBIT margin have improved 200 basis point, and a return on capital employed gone up by 250 basis point. And free cash flow to PAT is almost 75% compared to last year of negative 33%. So these numbers augur so well. And I think I would like to look at it more that way. And that's a very healthy PBIT margin, a very healthy return on capital employed.
Okay. Well, what has actually done well for you all this quarter is your margin expansion, 17.6 versus 15% year on year in Q3 and 16% versus 14% for 9 months as well. I think a lot of it was due to the stability in your ceramics margins as well as your improvement in your abrasive segment. Can you tell us more about both of these segments in terms of the operating performance and what can you guide on?
Yeah. So as far as the abrasive is concerned, 3 things going right for us. One, Rhodius abrasives losses have come down. It's almost like in a break even. And Auco abrasives is losses have come down. These 2 are from Germany. The domestic entity here in India is doing well. The PBIT margins have grown substantially well, largely due to better mix, cost efficiencies that we are able to brought. Then some of the price realization that we have put on select product groups. All these 3 factors helped us to have a better margin on the abrasive side. Ceramics, again, in a mix between industrial ceramics and refractories, is truly helping us to have a better margin.
Okay. Will ceramics continue to see growth? What exactly was the growth when it came to global markets? And what exactly is the offtake this quarter as well as maybe what you're envisaging?
So as far as ceramic concerned, there are broadly within that multiple product groups. I see that refractories, metallized cylinders, and ware ceramics portion of it growing at about 22%. And we have engineered ceramics, which is growing, very, very flattish growth. That's largely a dependence on one customer delaying some customer orders. So that's the reason for a flattish performance in this quarter. I feel that just as a guidance, I would look at it at 20+% growth even next year.
Oh, okay. And just talking about growth, on an overall basis, I think you were guiding for around 12% growth on a standalone basis, 10% growth on a consolidated basis for FY24. Is that correct?
That's right. But I think we will be achieving almost like 4 to 5% top line in terms of consolidated numbers. But largely, we were impacted by the exchange translation impact of ruble's performance to INR. Last year, the ruble to INR were converted at about 1.27. Currently, we are getting converted 0.92. While our subsidiaries in Russia is doing so well at 25% growth, when it gets converted into INR, we get converted at negative 9% growth. So that's where the huge impact is happening. So if you do away with that, I think we'll still be at about 8 to 10% growth.
Okay, all right. So just wanted to clarify, now you're expecting revenue growth of around 4 to 5% on a consolidated basis, which is lower than the 10% growth that was anticipated earlier. and majority of that is due to the currency impact.
Currency impact, absolutely right. Bang on.
Okay, all right. All right. All right, so we're going to leave it on that note. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that's all the time that we in fact have on the show. But do remember to email us your queries and we'll address them with our experts. Stay tuned. Closing bell up next.